Hello, Waswere here, back with another Boss Man episode, and as teased in the last episode, we are going to be starting the Angel of Death grind, or as I like to call it, Moneybird. This place isn't particularly difficult, but it has a very high gear requirements, and the locked 7-man mode makes it very hard to find consistent teams. However, I have very great friends who are very into this boss, so we can do all the kills we want without worrying about having to find random fills, which makes the whole experience much more enjoyable, because instead of it being killing AOD, it's killing AOD with friends, so it's mostly hanging out, and the AOD is just background noise. So far I've done the minion tank role and the free melee role, rotating based on the auras of the rest of my team members or who is in the team, and I like both equally, so I'm very flexible on which one I go, but I think my favorite minion to do is Glacies, because you can just destroy the amalgamation right away without worrying about going slow to make sure the minion order is correct, and you just chuck a Vuln Bomb, and then Glacies is normally always second. Before we get truly into the clips, I just want to show off how difficult this boss log is going to be. First up, we have the Codex, which I luckily already have ticked off from a long time ago, and that's a 1 in 252 drop while in a 7-man team, which is really low in comparison to the others and where the majority of the money comes from. If you just look at the Codex price in comparison to the drop rate, you're getting 2 to 3 mil a kill on average just from that, without looking at your commons, your wands, your cores, your chest. Just that is 2 to 3 mil a kill, which is insane. Next up is the wand and core. These are the dual wield T92 magic weapons, and when in a 7-man team, the drop rate is 1 in 1988 for either of them, which already makes it conceivable to go 3 to 4k dry on getting both of them. I know I've seen a lot of people who get to that like 3 to 4k KC and they don't even have the 1 in core done. Then we have the Big Kahuna, arguably the hardest item to get of all the 380 items for Golden Reaper, the AOD chest. There are a total of 4 chests, and luckily we only need to get one of them, as Jagex felt it was way too rare to justify getting all 4. To just get one, there is a 1 in 5,000 chance per kill, and there is no threshold associated with this. So you can, and people have gone well over 10k AOD kills without getting a chest. Unless you get extremely lucky, this is a hundreds of hours long grind, approaching into the thousands. Stick around for the latter half of the episode to see whether I can make any progress and get a dent in this log. But first up, we have some cleanup to do at some of the lower tier bosses. With our League's adventure over, we need something to do in the downtime when we don't have time to do stuff like Raksha or Elite Dungeons, and Chaos Elemental is a log that we still need to work on. So we're starting this at 878 KC. I have the Dragon 2-hand sword from Calphite Queen already. That counts for this log. We need to get the pet from Chaos Elemental, and then the other 28 items, all the Ancient Warriors equipment, we can get from Revenants. And Revenants will be our main way of getting that. You can either get the Corrupt or the regular, and it counts for both. So you don't need to worry about getting the good version, which is nice. In terms of our gear setup, it's extremely minimal. I just have the 3 items here. I didn't mention this, but the pet drop rate is 1 in 2,500, so we're already at 1 threshold at 800-ish KC, and we'll get our next threshold at 1,000, so our drop rate now is 1 in 1,250. I hope to have this pet before 2,000, I think would be a good RNG goal. That would be where I would be happy. Well, there's our first unique, I think at least, maybe I missed another one, but we got a Corrupt Zuriel's Hood. Basically worthless. Once you wield it, it degrades after an hour, and it's level 40 armor, and it's worth like 26k. Well over 2,000 KC now at 2111 now that I just killed that Chaos Elemental. And it's not looking good. We don't have the pet yet. We are at 4 thresholds, which means that the pet drop rate is 1 in 500, because we have 4 thresholds and the base is 1 in 2,500. So yeah, we're still going to be here. I've been PK'd 4 times, I think. I've died probably to Chaos Elemental more often than I've been PK'd, just because I'm AFKing too hard. My prayer drops. Soul Split doesn't go on. But yeah, I lose like 10k every time I die, so I'm not too worried with that. In terms of the collection log, we still have the 2 items, the Zuriel's Hood and the Corrupt Dragon Battle Axe, and we have about 10 of those Dragon 2-handers. Let's get this Ellie. Oh man, that would have been embarrassing. I wasn't even paying attention and we got the Ribs of Chaos. PM was off, so we didn't get any grats, but yeah, we now have the Chaos Elemental pet. Let's get out of the wilderness. I just saw the giant beam. Yeah, so my quick way of getting out of the wilderness is with the elite task, you can toggle this obelisk. And then once you get to level 13 wilderness, because you pick your destination, you can teleport right to War's Retreat. I think the War's Retreat teleport works under 20 wilderness. We ended up getting it on 2225 KC, which is really nice. We now have 4 items. The other 26 items we're actually going to get at Revenants. Because they are incredibly rare at Chaos Elemental with like 1 in 30k drop rate, you might as well kill Revenants, which have a better drop rate and can fill the log that way. Hopefully we pick up a couple Statius Warhammers. So now that we have the Chaos Elemental pet, we're going to be killing Revenants for the rest of the items. I have absolutely 0 Revenant kills on counter coming into this, so I'll be able to tell exactly how much it takes to get it done. Most people say like 15 to 20k Revenant kills, but who knows what that's actually going to end up for us. On top of that, there's Revenant pet drops. We can get these Bloodweed seeds, which are worth like 60k each. And we can also get some ancient statuettes from these Revenants, and those will alch for a lot of GP. The best item to get here is a Statius Warhammer, and if we happen to get hit, that will be very nice. In terms of our gear setup, what we have is we have 3 pieces of the Ghost Hunter outfit, so we end up getting a, I believe, 10% damage boost against ghosts. So we hit very big against them. Then we have a Revenant Bane 2-hand sword, so that means we get bonus damage and accuracy against Revenants. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And then we also have on that Precise 6 Undead Slayer, so that way we do 7% more damage with Undead Slayer, and then the regular Precise 6 bonus. And then on top of that, we have Equilibrium for Ruthless 3, so as our Ruthless stacks stay up here, we end up getting a large damage boost up to 7.5% if we kill enough in a short period of time. There's these Revenant drop enhancers, and what they do is they boost your chance to receive ancient gear while in our inventory. I believe the boost is 5%, so if it was like a 1 in 100, it would now be 1.05 out of 100, so it's not a big deal, but we should be able to pick up one of these about every 1,000 kills, so as long as we don't get PK'd too much, we should hold on to these. And I think there is a boost from the Wildy Slayer tasks, or the Wildy task, where you have a chance of saving charges when using it. So we picked up our first new item, the pair of Corrupt Morgan leather straps. Unfortunately, it's corrupt. Corrupt basically means it's useless. When you get an item dropped, you have a 50% chance of it being good and a 50% chance of it being bad. And then very shortly after, we pick up Statius Blade Legs. These again are the more useful one because these are the ones that can be upgraded. So if we examine the price, I think it'll be like a mil maybe? 500k. Ooh, that was quick. Picked up another weapon, Vesta Spear. This is worth, I think 3 mil? Yeah, 3.5 mil. I don't know what it sells for. But that's definitely worth teleporting away with our yak right here. So we ended up getting this Revenant Spirit drop. And what it is it unlocks a Revenant pet. So we have unlocked the Revenant Imp pet, and as we get more Revenant Spirits, we actually like upgrade our pet. And the drop rate gets higher and higher, so like harder and harder to get the more pets you have. So it's kind of like a ranking system of how many Revenants you've killed, which is really cool. There's no actual log associated with it, I don't think. It's just a cool flex to have as a pet, and they actually do look kind of nice. That's a good one. Zuriel's Row Bottom. I think this will be a mil. Oh, 8.5 mil. Let's go. That's our first big drop so far. I think there's 14 in total. We now have the Revenant Goblin. Damn, these are coming in quick. We're at 3 pets now. Every Statius item makes me think I just got a hammer. So we got a Vesta Spear. It's our third one, which is kind of weird, but hey, at least it's like a multiple mil drop. Non-hammer item we can get. It's an Ancient Warrior's Equipment patch, so what it does is it upgrades the Ancient Warrior armor from T78 to 88, And it also makes it augmentable, which is really nice because then they last for 100k charges instead of 1 hour. No! I am so mad. Watch us go the whole time without getting a hammer. Ugh. That is like... That was a 50-50 chance of getting 300 mil right there, but instead we got 700k. So it's been quite a while since I recorded a Chaos Elemental or Revenant clip, as we just haven't gotten any good drops yet. We've been completing the log, but we don't really have anything to write home about. We're up to 12.3k KC on Revenants, and we have 25 out of 30 items. The 5 items we need are Vesta's Chain, Vesta's Long, Zuriel's Robe Top, Zuriel's Staff, and the Morrigan's Leather Body. I hope that by the end of next episode, we have this Chaos title unlocked. It's been a long time since I actually completed a boss log. I think we're approaching like 3 months since I completed one, as we're just starting to get to the point where a lot of these logs require a lot of time. But I really want to get this one done next episode, so I'm excited to complete that out. So we're going to try to buy Ricochet now, and an Instabot at 577 mil. So we've unlocked the greater Ricochet ability, and now if we highlight over it, basically what it does, it fires a shot which ricochets off the target. It deals 20 to 100% ability damage, and it damages up to 2 additional targets. The primary target will be hit for an additional 10 to 50% ability damage for each ricochet shot that cannot find an additional target. So basically what that means is, so say if I'm using it at a boss, and there's only one target, it's going to hit once for that base 20 to 100% ability damage, and then it's going to do 2 other really small hits that are going to add up. Now, if we take our Eldritch Crossbow here, currently on the Eldritch Crossbow, we have Aftershock 4, Ruthless 1, and Precise 6, Equilibrium 1. What we're going to do is we're going to Equipment Separator, we're going to go for Precise 6, Aftershock 1, and then we have a special gizmo we're going to put into the other slot to make use of this greater ricochet. So we added on our 2 gizmos, and now we have Precise 6, Aftershock 1, and Corroming 4. And what Corroming 4 does, Chain and Ricochet hit 1 extra target per rank, and there's 4 ranks here. So if we go and put on the Eldritch Crossbow, and we have Ricochet, so it's going to damage up to 6 additional targets, and if it misses those 6 targets, it's going to be pretty powerful. So let's go to dummies to launch it up. I'm going to load my preset for Raksha. So as an example here, I have it on, I'm going to toggle it onto max hit mode. And if we attack it with greater ricochet, just attack, and then greater ricochet. So we hit 2,000 and then like 4 extra hits. It's actually insane. All the hits don't even show up because of everything going on at once, but for each target that misses, we get an extra 1,000 damage. And now if I do something like Eldritch Spec, put on Soul Split, and then Ricochet, it's going to do the 2,000, each 1,000, and then the Soul Split's also going to affect it. So it's going to hit immense amount of damage. So yeah, 330 APR. I was like stressing there at the end. I probably blew like 5 seconds at the end, unfortunately. But that's definitely a time I think I'm happy with, and now I'm in the elusive club of having a faster solo than duo time. So I'm pretty proud of that. Hey, we knocked a second off our PR. 337. I still need to work on my P4. I think I could have shaved like maybe 5 to 10 seconds there. But hey, we've done it again. Go, we have the Divert Codex. That paid off well. I think it's worth like 50 mil right now. I'm probably going to end up using this codex myself, just because I don't have the ability unlocked, and now it's something on log. And then all future ones I can sell. So our hour is over, and we have this Divert Codex, so I'm going to go ahead and unlock this ability. And Divert is basically Resonance, but instead of healing you, it instead gives you Adrenaline. So you can see like they're basically the same ability, but this one gets Adrenaline. So it generates 0.8% Adrenaline for every 100 to 200 damage block. So it looks like there's a range, and it's not a specific amount for each ability. And then based on the level of the shield equipped, so kind of like regular resonance, where the shield itself determines how much HP, or in this case, adrenaline you get. And then diminishing returns at 3, 6, and 9,000 damage block. With that montage all done, we can relish in all the GP we've gained. If you add up all the splits, it's 914 mil, which is just insane. AOD is great for the bank, especially someone like me who doesn't want to touch my loot tab as much as possible. This means I can save up for upgrades like Greater Ricochet without having to dip into the glorious loot tab. That montage covered just over 400 kills as we started with 593 KC and we're now up to 1,009. Though in that 400 KC we made absolutely zero log progression. This might as well be an image from when I started AOD. So it's like I was never there. At this rate, I might be able to rebuy my yellow party hat by the time I'm done with this boss log. If I go the average 5,000 kills and you say 3 mil a kill, that's 15 bill right there in just splits. The cool part about this episode is that because we added so many of the small drops from Chaos Elemental, we went from 1 out of 30 to 25 out of 30. We knocked 24 items off just from them. And if you look at all the items we have left, we only have 31 left to get the Golden Reaper title. Though of those 31, there are some massive, massive grinds left, like the aforementioned AOD chest, which is like 400 hours on average. But that's going to be the end of the video and the episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.